My name is Shoaib, back with another video, but today I am talking about PGMP, the Program Management Professional Certification. Is PGMP worth it? That's a really good question. And over here at pmplounge.com, we are quite active on Quora and we keep on answering a lot of questions that people have on Quora. And one of the questions that came up was, is PGMP worth it? And especially after years of experience and having the PMP certification, is PGMP something that somebody should look out for? Of course it is, right? It's a certification, it's by PMI. It's definitely something that you or anyone else with a PMP certification or program management experience should look into and should go after. But then there are other reasons why it's okay if you don't want to get yourself a PGMP certification. So I'm here in this video discussing 3 reasons why you should get yourself a PGMP certification, as well as 3 reasons why you should not get yourself a PGMP certification. So let's get started. Let's try to understand from the perspective of why you should have a PGMP certification. So first up, if you have experience into program management, right? And your current job requires you to work into program management, of course this is something that is going to help you in your present job. Of course it is something that you can look into, and of course this is a certification that you should definitely pursue. In fact, a prerequisite for PGMP is 6,000 hours of program management experience. And we have had a video wherein I have went over all the certifications that PMI offers and their prerequisites. So PGMP was part of it. I'll link to that video in the description below. So go over it, try to understand what are the prerequisites of all these different certifications that PMI offers. And of course, like I said, PGMP can be something that you can look into if you, especially if you already work into program management. Now the other thing is, like I mentioned, we're just talking about the first point here of why you should get yourself a PGMP certification, and that is if you work into program management. If your job requires program management, then of course it is something that you can look into. And like I said, the second reason to get yourself a program management professional certification is if you already have the required 6,000 hours of program management experience with a 4 years degree. This is a prerequisite for program management. So that means you have the experience, then obviously you can kind of go over and get yourself into program management, the PGMP certification basically. So 2 reasons that I spoke of. Number one is if your job requires you to do a lot of program management, this is definitely something that you can look into. And second thing, if you have the experience of program management, if you have, let's say, if you have had years of experience into program management, but you switched jobs, if you switched industries and now you want to get back into program management, that means you already have the program management experience. It's definitely something that you can look into. So number one, if your job requires it. Number two, if you already have the experience that is required, that is a prerequisite for PGMP, you can definitely go for it. And number three is the fact that a lot of other answers in this Quora question also noted this out, and that is the fact that PGMP is a rare jewel. It's a certification that not a lot of people actually possess, and a lot of numbers are out there. And I think one of the most common answers, one of the most common numbers that we see out there in terms of how many people are PGMP certified in the world as of today, it's less than 2,000. So it's a rare jewel. If you have a PGMP certification, understand the fact that you are one of those 2,000 people out there in the world who have this, who can mention that they have the PGMP certification, who have this PGMP certification. So it's a rare jewel to have, and it's definitely something that is going to shine in your resume, in your curriculum vitae. So obviously you can definitely kind of pursue PGMP if this idea of having a rare certification entices you, if the idea of having a certification which not a lot of people have in the world, if you like this idea, definitely go ahead and get yourself a PGMP. So those were my 3 reasons of why you should get yourself a PGMP certification. Number 1, if your job requires it. Number 2, if you have the experience into program management and you want to kind of solidify it with the certification, go for PGMP. And number 3, if you want to stand out of the crowd in terms of the kind of certification you have, definitely PGMP is something that you can look into. Now let's talk about the 3 reasons why you should not go for PGMP. It's okay if you have the PMP certification, right? It's good enough. You do not have to go for PGMP. And my first reason why it's okay not to have PGMP is the last reason that I discussed in why you should have a PGMP, and the fact that it's a rare jewel. So less than 2,000 people in the world are PGMP certified as we speak today. If the certification is that important, if the certification is that much in demand in the industry, do you think only 2,000 people would be certified at this point, right? Around 700,000 PMPs are there in the world today. Why? Because PMP is a certification that is in huge demand. PGMP, only 2,000 people are PGMP certified. Does not that say something about that certification? Does not that say something about the industry and the requirement of PGMP when it comes to industry, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's okay if you don't have to, if you don't want to go for PGMP, it's totally fine. Second thing that I'd like to mention here is the fact that if you want to switch jobs, right, if you want to get into program management, right, and if you have considerable amount of experience in the past and now you want to switch into program management, or if you want to switch your job, if you're currently working as a program manager in company A and you're targeting a job in company B in program management again, and that is the reason why you are looking for PGMP, then my suggestion is do not look into that certification. For the very simple reason that you can do a bit of research, go to monster.com, right? Or go to any other job portal that's popular in your area. Go there and look for jobs that require PGMP. You'll be surprised to know that very less jobs today listed on these job websites require the candidate to have the PGMP certification, right? So if you're looking to switch jobs, if you're looking to kind of you're working for a company, you're working into program management, you want to switch jobs, work for another company still into program management, and that is the reason you're looking for PGMP certification, well, that is not a good reason to look for PGMP certification, because not a lot of jobs require you to have the PGMP certification. They only require you to have real life experience into program management, and that you can prove as well. So that is not a reason. Reason number 2 of why you should not get yourself a PGMP is it is not going to help you much if you're looking for a job change, and that too in the same field of program management. Number 3, and my final reason why you should not get yourself a PGMP, is this law of diminishing returns, right? And my MBA friends here will kind of know what I'm talking about. The law of diminishing returns, and I'll explain it with an example, right? Let's say it's very hot outside and you are walking on a road. You're extremely thirsty, and nothing like having a glass of cold water, chilled water, right? Nothing like it. So you're walking on a hot weather. You're walking on the road outside. It's hot weather. You get yourself a glass of cold water, and you'll feel great, right? I feel like having a glass of water right now. So you'll feel great, right, if you have a glass of cold water when you're walking out and it's really hot. You'll feel great, you'll feel amazing, and let's say you want to have one more glass of cold water, and you get that second glass of cold water, glass 3 of cold water, and you get third glass of cold water, glass 4, glass 5. Do you feel the same amazing quench of your thirst when you had your first glass as compared to when you had your fifth glass? Of course not, right? That is the law of diminishing return. You are a PMP certified already. You can kind of look into PGMP certification. Then you can look into PFMP certification, which is Portfolio Management Professional. And by that time, maybe PMI can come up with some other certification which are at a higher level than PFMP. The returns you will get out of all of these certification might not be as big as you would have received, the returns you would have received from your first certification, which was the PMP. And I understand this is something that I'm saying right now, which not a lot of all these tutorials would kind of agree with, because they want you to get certified so that they can sell their classes and their courses. So I'm pretty sure they will not agree with what I just mentioned, but that is something which I personally believe, the law of diminishing returns as far as certifications are concerned. So those were my 3 reasons why you should not get yourself a PFMP certification. Number 1 is, if it was that good, if it was worth it, we wouldn't have only 2,000 people out there with PGMP certification. We would have a lot more. Number 2, if you're looking to change jobs, if you're looking to switch jobs, if you're looking to kind of get yourself into program management, and you're not 100% into program management right now, because a prerequisite for the certification itself is that you should have program management experience. So if you're looking for a job change, or you're looking to switch jobs into program management, well, do a monster search, do a local job portal search, and kind of look for how many jobs out there require PGMP. Very less. And number 3 is the law of diminishing returns that I just mentioned, that there are a lot of other certifications out there. The returns you will receive on, taking the next step towards your certification, from PMP to PGMP, and from PGMP to PFMP, and maybe Agile or whatever and whatnot, and any other higher level certification that PMP comes up with, the returns that you're going to get at each step is not going to be massive. So those were my 3 reasons of why you should not consider PGMP. I've also given 3 reasons why you should consider PGMP in the beginning of this video. So go over it if you are just joining me, and if you're not kind of heard the entire live video. So that is all that I had in this video. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like if you liked it. And yeah, that's all that I had. I am the voice behind all the videos that you see on PMP Lounge YouTube channel. Do check us out on our social media, facebook.com/PMP Lounge and twitter.com/PMP Lounge. Send us your question. I love to answer questions that are related to PMP certification or project management industry in general. And I love to make such videos wherein I could help and answer some of your questions. Last but not least, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and do check us out on pmplounge.com, your #1 free resource for PMP certification as well as project management industry information. Thank you and have a nice day.